Hi, it's David Troyer, your Los Altos sales real estate specialist. I want to give you a quick update for Q3 for 2013. Let's jump right in. So first of all, let's look at the number of sales. We had a fantastic Q3 for Los Altos Hills, a total of 33 sales in total, and that was actually stronger than our Q1 and our first quarter of this year. So I love that trajectory. The Hills is still a fantastic place to live. I live there myself, and people are still coming to our beautiful town. Now, if we look at the average price in Los Altos Hills, what's exciting for this for so far for the first 3 quarters year to date, we have an average price of a little over $3.1 million, which is the highest it's ever been. Now, of course, that's being supported by some super high-end sales, which we have, some that have helped set that average price, to higher numbers. But it's encouraging that we're seeing sales in all segments of the marketplace, from the entry-level Los Altos Hills, but then the estate level has also been very, very strong in Q3. Now, 6 of the properties in Q3 did sell over the asking price with multiple offers. Now, that is good, but what's interesting, when you get into these higher price echelons, you don't have quite the same craziness that you do in Los Altos, where we probably had 60+% of the homes sell over asking with multiple offers. In Los Altos Hills, we're really bringing that down to about 15 to 20% of the properties had multiple offers and sold over the asking, which is still fantastic to remember, but it's still not as crazy as some of the lower end markets, which just simply have more buyers going after very tight inventory. Now, when we go into the median price, what's fascinating about the Hills is that our median price actually dropped, which, on the surface could be sort of disconcerting, but that's why you always have to look at the data points. So part of the reason is the inventory that came up in the Hills during Q3, we had a lot in the 2 to 3 range. Now, that's the market segment that is always the busiest. My open houses in the Hills in that $2 million to $3 million range are always the busiest open houses. So we had lots of sales there. So we actually took off about 200 grand of median price and went down to 2,778. But again, that doesn't indicate we actually lost value. It just was simply tells about the cluster of homes that were available for sale during Q3 versus previous quarters. But all in all, this market is still in an upward trend. So now lastly, when we talk about the median days on the market, we are obviously way better off than we have been in the previous years, though half the houses still sell beyond 32 days in the Hills. So that's very different than Los Altos. But again, part of it is that I always have to help educate my sellers in the Hills, is that the more unique a property is, also the more chance we have to potentially overprice it, because every property is so different, and you want to always do your best to try to find just that one special buyer that loves the particular aspects of a particular house. That's a little different than selling a little more of a commodity property when you are down in Los Altos itself. So don't be discouraged by those days in the market. It's just part of the process of trying to get the highest and best possible price for unique properties that are the Hills is full of, certainly. Now, let's also lastly, Phil, talk about the current inventories. We have about 40 homes in the market. Now remember, that's not a real low number, but it's not a super high number. So, my projection going into Q4 is that the Hills will be a good, strong quarter. I don't think it's going to be phenomenal, but I think it'll be strong though for number of sales. We'll end up this year selling probably about the same amount we did last year, but remember that is significantly more than the previous 4 years. So I'm overall bullish for the Hills. That's I think a fantastic value opportunity for a lot of people and a special place to live. So if you need any help discussing any of your real estate needs for Los Altos Hills, please reach out to me. I'm David Troyer with Intero Real Estate. Thank you.